Hello Floss Tube, it's Kate from Kate's Crafting Corner, and I am here with another update. It's been a couple weeks and there's some changes. If you've watched my videos before, you know these glasses are new, and actually they've really been helping, so I'm really excited about that. There is a glare coming from the window off of them, so I might take them off for the video. But also, I mentioned the chalkboard in my last video, and I was able to get one, and instead of going with two, I decided to just go with one larger one, because when I put the January cottage on one of the smaller, narrower ones, it took up about 1/3 of the board, and so I just figured I'd go with one, and I'd be able to put on the top corner over here the January cottage and the goals. And then down at the bottom, this side, bottom over here, I'd put the seasonal one with the seasonal goals. And I think that's really going to work out. As you can see, I've already written on it. I don't have great handwriting, so sorry about that. But I've written on it, and I've started crossing off goals as I reach them. And I'm just really loving being able to use it. And it helps keep me a little bit more organized. So, I'm just going to take these off for a little bit because I get distracted seeing the trees from outside in my glasses. So, one thing I wanted to share with you really quick before we get into all the cross-stitching related things is the other day I was at Walmart. And while there, they had a bunch of Christmas mugs on sale for $3.86. And I found this one. And doesn't it remind you guys of this that I did? I'd show the cross stitch, but it's up in my office. Look at those little trucks. So I was super excited about that, and I had to get it. And then at Joann's about a month ago, I got this, which is another red truck with a Christmas tree on it. So I'm super loving that. In the last couple of weeks, I've worked on 5 projects, so I'm going to share that with you now. In no particular order, because. So yesterday was Jane Austen's birthday, which kicked off the Jane Austen Sals in the group on Facebook. And so I started with Jane Austen Tea with Jane from Pedal Pusher on Etsy. This is a super cute pattern. I used a bit of scrap fabric that I got off of a Stitchy box. And this is just 9x9 fabric on 32 count, so I only had about like 1 1/3 inches of margin border, but I don't really care. So this is all that I did yesterday. That's not a lot. I thought I could get more done, but I was at a Stitchy get-together. Like, we were there from 5 p.m. till midnight. That's all I did, because it was just so much fun. We were talking and laughing and eating, and I think this is the least amount of stitching I've gotten done at one of our get-togethers, but it was also probably the most fun I'd had. And one of the girls there, Sarah, she gave us each needle minders, and this is the one I got from her, and it's so cute. I love it. Thank you so much, Sarah. I really do love it. We will get to the other haul that I got at the get-together at the end of the video, because several of the people had gotten a lot of stuff from estate sales, or they were trying to downsize and things like that. So I did get quite a bit of haul, and I'm just blown away with everyone's generosity and kindness, and I can't wait to show you guys what I got. And there will be 2 small book flip-throughs, because I got two books that someone was giving away, and I just think the designs in them are so cute. So they're designs from the 90s, so there's a lot of backstitching. Okay, next I'll give you the update on the Tiny Christmas Sal. I'm still really far behind, But this is what mine looks like so far. So there's a few buildings I need to do. I need to finish filling in this church and do the other snowflake. But I love how this looks. And I can't wait to get it done and maybe frame it. I'm not positive. Or make a wall hanging and be able to use it for next Christmas. Or give it to my sister. I don't know yet. That's still up in the air. Next I decided to work on the December cottage a tiny little bit. I only worked on it for one day, for like an hour. And, you can barely see it, but I did do this one color that borders the house. I'd love to work on this some more this month, but I have a lot of goals and I'm not actually sure I'll be able to get to that. Second to last, I don't know if you guys have heard about the 100 Days of Hade that Portia Parsher is hosting. I love Portia. I've been in her group for like since last spring. But she gets really enthusiastic about things, which is great. But I cannot keep up with her enthusiasm because she just sets such large goals, and I'm so impressed at how she is actually able to keep them. She made a video the other day about her time management system, and I was like, oh girl, I cannot do that. That she had every minute of her day planned, and I'm really impressed by people who could do that, but I'm not one of those people. But anyways, so what I'm saying is there's a 100 Days of Hade challenge where you're supposed to work on one Hade every day for 100 days. And so I did day one and was really happy with my progress. However, I don't always have time to stitch every day, and I think if it wasn't a Hade, if it was something that was like smaller to manage, but pulling out threads every day and everything is just... So what I'm going to do is do 100 Days of Hade, but they're not going to be consecutive. I'm just going to print out one of those 100 day things and color in the days as I do them. But I did pick one project for that, and that is House Divided by Nini Thomas. She is no longer being charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And I think this is 14 count fabric, but I wouldn't swear by that, but this is going to be monstrously huge. And so here's what I have. I'd already had this started, and then I decided for that very first Heaven and Earth challenge, like over a year ago, I decided to use this one for the checkerboard style. So what I did on the first day was I finished off a few of my dangling threads. I think I did almost 200 stitches. And I'm really excited to work on this one again. With the holiday season and trying to finish gifts or do other things like that, I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to get back to this month. So my 100 days might start in January, but I don't know. What my original thought was I want to be, I'm thinking that I would like to do one 10 by 10 block a day. So maybe what I'm going to try to do is finish my hanging threads and then starting in the new year, try to do one block a day. When you think about that, one 10 by 10 block, that's 100 stitches. If you do 100 stitches for 100 days, that's 10,000 stitches. And I think that's over a page on Hade. So, is it? 80, usually it's 80 by 100 around about. That's 8,000. So yeah, it's like a page and a quarter. And so I think that would be really great. My final project that I worked on, this is the one I worked on the most, and that's the class schedule Sal by Armada Designs. And I finished the top title and 6 of the blocks. So this is still on my frame because after this video I'm probably going to work on this some more. But here's where I'm at. And I'm super proud of myself because I was telling you guys in the last video that I can get in my own head about Sal's and needing to finish all the frames and borders first. And I only have 5 more border frames to do. And so even if I don't finish this on time, I have 6 months worth of frames. And so I should be able to start no problem. And I have started on another one. So I basically have 4.5 more to do because we don't do October's frame. So it takes me about 1 hour to do each frame. That's about I did the math. It's 256 stitches in each frame. So I have around about probably at this point 1,100 stitches left to do. And so I think I can do that in a couple of evenings. I've already finished the first Harry Potter book on audio. So it's time to start the second one and get my stitch on. But I'm going to leave this on the scroll rods even if I finish it before the end of the month because this one is the first one in my rotation come January 1st. So that's all that I worked on. I do want to talk about 2 changes that I've made in my plans for next year. And these are just very small changes, so you guys don't need to worry about me having already thrown everything from the last video out the window. The first change is that for my year of whips, I've taken out Happily Ever After from Frosted Pumpkin, and I've put in Lantern Lane because I really love this one and I would really like to get it done in the year, and this is where I'm at on it. So I made that small change, and then the one other change that I made, also very small, is for the Full Coverage Fanatics group, I had the Christmas mailbox as my winter plan, and I had Silent Night Lane, that would be a new start, as I think April. And I've decided to switch those around because I would like to get in the goal of 2,000 stitches on the Silent Night Lane. I really love that design, so I'd rather get 2,000 stitches on that and just 500 on the Christmas mailbox. I love both of them, but so that's the only small changes. So like I said, I didn't throw everything out the window, guys. You don't need to worry yet. Ask me mid-January. So what to talk about next? Let me look what's up here for the rest of the month. Okay, I would like to catch up on the Tiny Christmas Sal. So if I could do that this week, like be able to catch up, that would be awesome. My next 2 goals up there are the None of It Santa for my sister and the Train Mill Hill kit for my nephew. And those are probably going to be moved to last priority for right now because, I mean, they both live in Germany, so I'm not going to see them anyway. So those aren't the highest priority. I was talking to one of my other sisters, and they said my parents are planning on coming stateside February or March, so I would like to finish those by then so that they can take them to my sister the next time they see her, because they'll probably see her before me. So I need to do the next hometown holiday, the town church one. I'd like to finish that this month because there are 14 buildings in total in this series. And so if I will have finished 2 before the new year, so the tree lot, which I did last month, and then hopefully this town church, I will be on track to do 1 a month for next year and be caught up to what they've released so far, like up to today. Because if they release any more in that series next year, I will still be behind. But I'd really like to do that. And actually, I think I have a picture on my phone of that lone little tree lot on the file cabinet thing. Let me see. So there it is by itself on my file cabinet. Just waiting for more to join it. So next up is the town church. So I'd like to do that by the end of this month. I want to finish the frames, and I hope to do that. Well, I hope to maybe make some progress on that today. That would be really great if I could knock that out today and tomorrow. For the blanket that I'm making for my boyfriend, okay, I've acknowledged defeat. It's not going to be done by Christmas, so I didn't even work on it, which I should have. But I've made the next goal to be as the Valentine's present. And so I've calculated that if I finish 3 parts every 2 weeks, that I can get it done with about a week or 2 to spare for Valentine's, which is great, because I don't know that I'm going to block it. I'm not really one of those people that blocks things for crochet-wise, but it gives me time to, if I want to do a border around it or anything like that, it just gives me a little extra time. So that's my goal for that. I put on there work on Quaker Christmas 2. It's probably the next to go on my frame once I finish these borders, but it's not a top priority because it's not involved in any of my like major plans. But I really love the design, and so I do want to work on it, especially in this Christmas season if I can. Maybe put on a Christmas movie or 2 and work on that a bit. The last few I'll talk about in a minute. Okay, so now we're going to get into some haul time. In the last video, I mentioned that for a Christmas present, my parents got me a quilt kit that I intend on making for myself next year, and that came in the mail. So I just want to show you guys real quick. My parents did get me the batting for it, so that's nice. And the kit they ordered also came with the backing fabric. So I don't have to buy anything to be able to make this quilt. And so I just want to thank my parents for a really great Christmas present. I love to quilt, and this will give me a quilt to make for myself, because the only quilt I have is the very first one that I made, and it was very basic and very simple. And so now I'm going to get to be able to try out new things, and I'm really excited about that. And so thanks, Mom and Dad. Oops. So it comes with 3 packages of this backing fabric, and it's really nice, subtle flowers in there. Sorry guys, hang on. it came with this lovely huge bag that everything comes in. So there was 3 fat quarter packs that it came with, and this is the quilt that I will be making for myself. So it's called the Puzzle Collage Cafe Spice. And I think that's just really nice. So what I've already done is you had to split up the fabric into groups. And the groups were light, medium light, dark, and medium dark. So over here we have our lights. And these are our medium lights. You needed more lights than medium lights. It wasn't even splits. And over here, we have our medium darks, and just look at these fabrics. They're so beautiful. And then our darks. Oh, actually, some of those ones I showed you on the medium darks, these ones, are actually darks. So this one calls for a lot of darks and only just a few, like 7 of the medium darks. And then what's so awesome is that there was a ton of extra fabric. These are all fat quarters that I'm not going to use, so that can get added into the stash. And I can do something else with them. And yeah, super excited about that. So that is my quilting haul, or quilting Christmas present. And I'm thinking after this video, while this is uploading to the YouTubes, I might work on that. Work on cutting the fabric a bit for that. Because I'd like to get all the puzzle pieces into Ziploc bags so that I can just grab a bag and work on it. So that brings us into the cross stitch haul portion of this video. And this portion is going to be pretty large because people were just really, really generous. And so I have a lot to share. So some people brought Christmas presents, and I feel so bad because I fully intended on making everyone project envelopes for a Christmas present, and I still have the intention on doing that. However, when I went to go do that, I got like seriously emotional problems with my I couldn't pick project bags because I loved them all so much. So what I need to do, and I plan on doing before the next get-together, which is January 20th, so that gives me a month, is going through and figuring out which of the project bags I have duplicates for. Like, I have enough fabric to make a duplicate of it, and then make those up into the project envelopes that I will gift to the people at our stitching get-togethers, and then we can just have twinning bags. Because, okay, so at Thanksgiving, I had a friend over, and she was looking through some of the ones I have together, and she was like, can you make me one? And I was like, yeah, and then she pulled out one, and I was like, oh my gosh, stop looking at them because I can't be parted with them, and it was really ridiculous. So, jeez. I just got so emotionally attached to them. And, it's not that I don't want to give them away. I just want to make sure I have the exact same one before I give you one. So, there's that. And I do know I have enough material of multiple of them that I can give them away. I just have to figure out which ones those are. Which brings me to another thing I want to mention. I crossed over to 400 subscribers, and I just want to thank you all so much for that. You guys are all so awesome, and I really can't believe that there's 400 people subscribed to my channel. But that being said, when I reach 500, I am going to do a small giveaway, and I would like to give away a project envelope that I make. I just have to get, again, emotionally unattached to something. And then I put some small goodies in there, because you can't give an empty bag. That's just like bad luck for the bag. So that's what I was always taught. You can't give someone an empty purse or an empty wallet. You have to stick like $1 in there at least. And this is cross-stitching, so you have to stick a few skeins of something or a small piece of fabric or something, right? So be looking for that in however long it takes me to get to 500. You know, if that's 6 months down the road, 6 months down the road. So keeping an eye out for that. But anyways, so what I was going to say. I will be making project envelopes for my lovely friends in our stitching group. I think last night there was about 8 of us. And, I mean, that's not a problem to make 8 bags. Just, again, have to stop being such an emotional girl. And just be like, ooh, you can make yourself more bags, crazy person. Okay. So, here's what I received as Christmas presents. Sarah, who made that needle minder, she also dyed some fabric, and this is the one that I got from her. And isn't that beautiful? It is so beautiful, Sarah. I love it so much. I'm still trying to decide what I'm going to put on here, because it's just so beautiful that I can't just stick like a full coverage on here. I'm thinking maybe Longfellow's Tower. I need to measure the fabric and see if that would fit. And if not, maybe Let's Take the Long Way Home, Sal, both by Tempting Tangles. I think either of those would look really nice on this fabric. And if not that, then something else. Because this fabric is going to get used and it's going to be beautiful. And Sarah, I love it so much. I cannot tell you how much I love it. One of the other girls there gave us cards, and look at this Santa. He's just throwing presents off the sleigh. That's crazy, Santa. So cute. Thanks, Chantel. And then Janet, who was the one with the bags, gave us this lovely stitching gift. So, a little bit of lotion, a highlighter, because, you know, have to highlight your charts. A little a needle case. You can store your needles in here. And these fantastic stork scissors, and mine are green, which is my favorite color, and this is pretty much my favorite shade of green. So when I saw this, oh my gosh, I was so excited. You guys, you don't even know. And then a bunch of chocolates, because when you're stitching, you need chocolate to eat, duh. So, thank you so much, ladies, for these presents. They really made my day. Your generosity is amazing. And I can't wait for January, when hopefully your guys' project bags will be done. Put this over here. near where the stitching group meets, there is an L&S, and that is the closest L&S to me, and it's about an hour from where I live. So I decided to stop there. I'd received a Christmas bonus from work, and I got basically Employee of the Year for my department. They call it the Spirit Award, and Spirit stands for words I don't remember, something about integrity and service, and I don't remember the other letters. But I got that award this year, and I'm super proud of myself. It wasn't expected, and anyway, so I decided to use some, not all, of my Christmas bonus to just go to an L&S for the first time, really, and just pick up a couple things. So I did that, and I'll share that right now. So the first thing I got that I noticed is they had some of this pre-gridded fabric. And this fabric is the entire reason why Silent Night Lane is now going to be the first project, that 2,000 stitches, because I don't have to grid that anymore. So I'm going to use this. I've counted and measured, and this is large enough. This is 16 count, so it's going to be ginormously large. But I'm so excited to start and do this project. So I got that. And that was really reasonably priced. I love Heaven and Earth Designs, but this was cheaper than their website. So next, I picked up this Prairie Schooler Santa. And my plan with this is, you know how I'm doing ornaments for my family, the Mill Hill kits? I thought for my boyfriend, I would do these Prairie Schooler Santas. So every year, give him one. Naturally, I came up with this idea with only a week till Christmas, so maybe I'll be able to finish this. Probably not, but maybe. And one of the things that was given away last night was this 14 count Stardust Ada, but it's got this sparkly thread in it. And this fabric is big enough to fit 4 Santas on, and I thought that with the sparkle in it, it would just be a really nice fabric to do the Santa on. So luckily there's such big blocks of color in this that maybe I'll be able to get this done by Christmas, but this is going to be the #1 priority for this next week. Because after Christmas, there's a whole week till the New Year's, so the class schedule or the other things, they can be pushed off a little bit more. But if I could actually finish that for Christmas, that would be awesome. While there, I saw that they had the winter from Country Cottage, and I talked about wanting to put that on my board. So I'm just going to stitch this part. And I only got the winter one. I didn't get the other seasons. And what was really nice about this L&S is they cut your fabric to size. And so I did get this fabric to stitch that on, and also to stitch London by Country Cottage. I love this whole series. I don't plan on stitching this right away. This will go in my stash for a little bit, but yeah, it's we calculated it out, the lady and I, and this amount of fabric should be enough to do both that top portion of the Winter Cottage and to do the London. So this Winter Cottage, that part, will be the next priority after the Santa. I got a few packages of needles because I'm down to the point where I just have to use, well, I was down to the point where I just had to use those ones that you get from like Hobby Lobby or Joann's, and those aren't great quality. They keep on wanting to like bend and break. And so I thought while I was up there, I would just grab a few packages. And that's all that I got. I did get a small hoop because Q-snaps hurt me, so I'm trying to switch to that. And this is just a 5-inch hoop, so I figured it's small enough that I can use it on just about anything. The rest of what I have to show you is the amazing things that I got from the people at the cross-stitching night. So there's a pile over here, and then in here is a bunch of fabrics. So, hang on. So let's get started. Janet gave me this because I saw it and I loved this shade of green, and she really is such a kind, giving person, and she said I could have it, and I love this green. Oh my gosh, guys, this is literally my favorite shade of green. Like, of all the shades of green out there, this one is my absolute favorite. This is called Nordic Gold, and apparently it's stronger than blending filament. It's very fine, easy to use metallic. Yeah. And this is ND5 from Rainbow Gallery. Don't know what project I'm going to use this in, but whatever it is, it's going to be on my wall all year long, and I'm going to be super excited. Someone had a few of these Madeira threads, so I grabbed them. This is an orange color, a pink one, another perfect shade of green. Look at them next to each other. They're both so beautiful. And some red metallics. So I'm excited to try those. This is such an interesting way to like have your thread in this thing. So I'm pretty excited to try this out. Someone was giving away this cross-stitch gauge, and I've already used this because not only can you put the fabric there to try to figure out the count, but so I was trying to figure out how large exactly that Prairie Schooler Santa would be on that 14 count. So over here you see 14 count, and I knew that it was 58. And this is 56, so I knew it would be right around 4 inches by, I think 75 or 77. So, by like 5.5. And so, that was really cool to not have to pull out the calculator to try to figure out how large it was going to be. I could just look at the numbers and see that. So, I'm really excited about that. And then someone was giving away this cute little owl thing. And I love owls, but also this is the perfect size to put like a pair of scissors and a packet of needles in and just stick it in your purse, and you don't have to worry about accidentally jamming your finger against that sharp pair of scissors. So I'm super excited about that. In here, there's a bunch of fabrics. And so let me just show you guys. Also, this bag, which is fantastic. So, first, this is a 40 count silk gauze. And I don't know what I'm going to try to stitch on here yet. Whether I'm going to be crazy and try to do something Cade-like, or I don't know yet what, but I'm excited to try it. Let me just roll that back up. Then a lot of these are just scrap fabrics, but like this lovely shade of green, I thought about putting the Santa on here, but I thought it would blend in too much. This is 25 count, I think, Magic Guide. And one of the other full coverage Fanatic pieces, the Autumn Owl, I think will fit on here if I did the counting right. And so that's another piece of fabric I'm not going to have to grid and not have to worry about. So that's just fantastic. This is an 18 count, just a small scrap fabric, a great color. I might be able to finish one of those smaller, like Pedal Pusher Jane Austen ones on here. This is also an 18 count. Look at that lovely shade. And this. So my other thought is possibly the Autumn Owl on here, because there's a lot of orange tones in that autumn one, and I think this would just show that very nicely. Folding. And this is 18 count. I think this is 22 count, and it's just a white piece, a small white piece. I might be able to fit one of the Jane Austen pieces on here. Again, some more just scrap fabrics. But you know, I'm gonna be able to fit things on here, and not having to buy fabric is pretty great. This is a light pink. There's a couple of those. Another one. Same kind of idea, but white. They're all serged around the edges, a cream color. This one had a little bit of something started on it, but that's easy enough to rip out. There's a few that's this size. These are also going to be great for when my sisters come and visit and they want to start something. These are just, they're Aida, they're easy for them, because my sisters don't really cross stitch a lot, so these are perfect for them. And then this is a 14 count. I need to check the measurements to see if what's written here is accurate, but if it is, this is a large, pretty large, and I think I could fit one of my Hades on here. So those are the fabrics I got. Then I got some patterns. Some of these are off of magazines, and some are. So this is a Cross Stitchers Festive Favorites, and there are two that I really love in here, so I just want to show you those real quick. Look at this. I love that. And that looks easy enough to do really quickly. It's 68 high by 58 wide, so that'll stitch up really fast. It's called Silent Night. And then the other one I really loved in here is called Christmas is Coming. And basically it's, I don't know, would you call that green work? I don't know. Like black work. But I think that's so cute. And again, that one should stitch up really fast. Another luxury designs. These are with metallics. And they're just really cute. So that's the pattern. But it's a Halloween one. This Let It Snow heart hanger. I think that's so cute. And it says back here, this kit contains everything you need to make a Scandi style heart hanger. Oh, I think that the, oh well, that kind of sucks. The chart is inside of the magazine. So I don't have that cross stitcher issue 311. But I got this, and someone was giving it away. And I'm thinking of giving it to my sister Jo to stitch up. She's really new. She was the last holdout sister to do some cross stitching, and she loves penguins, so she might be willing to stitch this. So I'm going to give that to her to do. Some little Christmas, I think these are the ones that's supposed to go with those, yeah, those Madeira red and gold. So there's some angels. There's a whole alphabet over here, and they stitched Noel, and I think that's really beautiful. A little snowflake. Then this is a Summer Rose chart by Shannon Waziloff. I can never pronounce her last name. That's really pretty. I was really excited about this one. It's Elegant Countess by Joan Elliott. And then here is an Elegant Lady, just the top part. I like that. This is called Under the Rainbow, Uncle Sam and Liberty, and it's designed by Jane L. Monroe. And so you've got Uncle Sam over here and this flag. I like that. I don't know if I'm going to stitch this because there's a lot of back stitching, and this is one of those charts where it's starting to come apart at the seam. But it's called Teddy Bear Reunion, and look at all those teddy bears. I think that's great. I really liked this. It's called Reflections of the Past. Look at that teapot, teacup, and the stitching. And I love my tea. So I got that. This is called Cityscapes by Moonlight. And it's designed by Woodrow Bowman. And you can see the Twin Towers are still in this one. It has a copyright from the 90s. I just really like that. I like how that looks. Believe from the Yuletide collection. That's Santa with the Lion and the Lamb. This one is Peace on Earth, also by the Yuletide, also from the Yuletide collection. There's another Santa. I think those are cute. This is called Elizabeth. There she is. Oh, I thought this one was super cute. I couldn't leave it. Definitely 90s. Look at that fat little baby butt. And that little puppy dog going up the stairs with them. It's called Nighty Night. So cute. This is the last chart. Then I have 2 books. But Santa riding a bear. It's called Enchanted Christmas Delivering Toys, and it's from Sign Designs, I believe. But yeah. Then I got 2 books. This one is called The Changing Seasons, and it's by the Vanessa Ann collection. And I'm just going to show you some of the charts. There's that. I loved this one with that cat in the window. But you can tell there's a lot of back stitching in this. Look at this front porch over here. Another cat, a quilt. Just like that. That one was called Rainbow in the Sky. Like a picnic. It's called Summer Picnic. The way this book is designed makes it really easy to show you guys what the pictures look like and not have to worry about covering up patterns, which is always awesome. There's that. That says, "Welcome each new day." This is called Pumpkins on the Wall. I really like that. All those pumpkins, so festive and fall. Merry Christmas. Okay, that's all in that book. And then this one is called Expressions of Love. Women's Day prize-winning cross-stitch samplers. And this one had a lot that I really loved. Okay, this one is called We Love Our Country Home. You can see it's a home and then all the different elements that makes it a country style home. Families Forever, Eternal Happiness. And this one, it is, it says over here, Shannon Ellen met her husband Bruce when she moved to from California to Utah. Shannon chose the Families Forever Eternal Happiness theme because it so strongly stressed her Mormon faith. As I've mentioned before, I am LDS, and you don't find a lot of LDS patterns, but we do believe marriage and family is forever, and I just think that this perfectly shows that sentiment, and I really like that. This one says, over the miles that keep us apart, friendship endures, love ties our heart. I like that. I have a friend who lives on the other side of the country, and we've been best friends since 9th, 10th grade. And I miss her a lot, and I just really like that. To my parents, even though I'm grown and have moved away from you, I never feel alone when remembering I do. Daddy's love and strength have instilled in me the same. Mother's patient hugs helped me uphold my name. The quiet times and busy ones all worked hand in hand to form and mold the daughter that today I am. I really like that. I love the sentiment expressed in that verse. A mischievous little baby. Getting into the toilet paper. You have my heart on a string. That looks like that would stitch up pretty quick. Excuse me. Okay, this is the one that I picked this book for because I just really like it. It says, marriage is a patchwork quilt. Bits and pieces of two lives come together to form a new whole. Some meet perfectly at the corners, while others must be stretched to fit. The dark pieces set off the light, and rough add texture to the smooth. And if love is the thread that stitches the pieces together, it will last a lifetime. And then it's bordered like a quilt. I just really like that. A mother's love is forever. Little dinosaur mommy and baby. This is a knitting one, and I like the outside of it, but I'm not a knitter, I'm a crocheter, so. But I like how that looks. This one says, love is the thread that keeps us together. Right here. Sisters, so much love in one family. How very fortunate we are to have each other. And I am one of 4 girls in our family, so I really like that. Like a quilt, a family is at peace when the pieces are as one. Another quilt one. Because of your love, I have blossomed. Children and snowflakes are never the same, and I really like this one. I think that's so cute. Come, my dear, grow old with me. The best of love is yet to be. And this is just a bell pull. I like that. I'd probably change the colors, but I like that sentiment. This is one for a teacher. That's a lovely green fabric. You are the golden thread connecting the pieces of my life. And I think that that's all a metallic gold thread on the outside. Love for a grandparent and a grandparent's love are gifts of the heart which are sent from above. A loving family is but an earlier heaven. But now, so this one is one of the 1 Corinthians type. And so, so the whole verse, love is patient, love is kind, all of that goes around the outside. And then it says on the inside, but now abide faith, hope, love. But the greatest of these is love. And I really like this one. I love how that looks. I've seen a lot of 1 Corinthians type, but I think this might be my favorite. At eventide. Okay, my issue with this one is I don't like on cross stitches when the verse that you're trying to, you split the words in between. So you can see on this one, ooh, hold this. So at heart, so the H-E-A are on one line and the R and the T are on another. And they do that with the word loving as well. And it's just, it makes it hard to read. I do like this. It says, for I am my beloved's and my beloved's is mine. And it's like a wedding sampler. I like that. A cat makes a house a home. I'm not really a cat person, but there's that. My children fill my arms with the magic of their presence and my heart with love. And this reminds me of like Peter Cottontail and those kind of stories. I like that. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. Then a bunch of Christmas motifs surrounding. I really like that. Think it would go well with the Tiny Christmas Sal. Plant a memory garden. One in joy, one in sorrow. Children play the harmony to the heart's own melody. And that's all. So, thank you for spending some time with me today. I had a lot of fun, and I look forward to talking to you guys again soon. I'm not sure if I'll make it before Christmas, so if not, have a happy Christmas. And if I don't see you before the New Year, have a Merry New Year too. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. I think I got those switched up. But either way, have an awesome day. have fun stitching, and until next time, bye!